Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video, I'm going to do a sort of blue, wintry ice queen look, which is very fitting because it snowed today where I live. Yippee! And this is going to do a full tutorial, so instead of doing the voiceover, I'm going to talk as I do each step and stop and explain stuff. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Okay, so first I'm going to take my foundation. I'm going to put a couple squirts along my face. Not really important where, just make sure you get good variety along your face to cover up the spots that you want the foundation for. I try to blend it very evenly because I don't really like the heavy feel of foundation. I'm not the biggest fan of foundation, but I have rosacea on my cheeks, and if you don't know what that is, in summary, what it does to me, because I have it very mildly, it just makes my cheeks get really bright red. So I have said in previous videos that I have very rosy cheeks, which I do because my rosacea makes my cheeks bright red, sometimes even like a purple magenta color. So I'm really self-conscious about that, so I use foundation mostly on my cheeks, and I don't wear a lot of blush because of it. So in a lot of my videos, you won't really see me put on blush, especially if I don't have foundation on, because I don't really need it. But if you're going to use blush, just do it lightly, and then just apply it very softly going upward. You can go up and down, but just sort of smile and do it along this portion of your cheek. Okay, so now that I'm done with foundation, I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to take a fan brush. You can also use a blush brush, which looks like this, or if you want a finer, more shimmery look, you can use an eyeshadow brush, or you can use a tiny fan brush. But I prefer a fan brush over using a tiny one because I like it to cover my whole cheek, because I don't use it anywhere else on my face. I like highlighter just on the cheek to really brighten it. If you want to, you can put some in little strokes along your nose here, and you can even do a little bit on your chin or your forehead if you want. But I don't really like to draw attention to those very much, so I just do it on my cheeks. So I'm going to take the highlighter and the fan brush. I'm going to go back and forth like this. Make sure you get the end of the fan brush. Then I'm going to smile and apply it along the upper portion of your cheek, just to really brighten that. And I don't really pay attention to color of the highlighter. As long as it has good sparkle, to me it really works just as okay. I do like rose gold highlighters too, because I find those very pretty. There's very subtle color in them, so you don't really have to have a specific color, but you can if you want. It's very subtle little detail. Okay, so now I am going to take my tape, because I'm going to do a eyeliner wing and it's going to come to a point, so I'm going to do tape. And I tend to do one eye at a time for this because the tape makes it a bit hard to see, so I do it one eye at a time. Okay, let's see. Primer. Always use primer. Unless you want a dimmer color, you really should use primer because it makes the color stick and pop, which I love because I like bright colors. Then you can take your finger and blend it, which I will do very lightly here. I have found that sometimes I get a little bit too much primer on your eye, so it should be just barely sticky. But if it's almost wet, if it's really slippery, you should just wipe a little bit off and then wipe it off on a makeup towel. And it will dry too, so it's not that big of a deal if it is a little wet, but I prefer it to be just barely sticky so it sticks to the eyeshadow. Then I'm going to take my first eyeshadow, which I'm not really going to show you because it's a loose eyeshadow, so all the powder will fall out of it if I try to show you guys. So I'm just going to show me applying it. And here I'm starting at the end because I'm going to do a blue smoky eye with a lighter blue for this corner of my eye. So I'm starting at the end and just slowly working my way in because you want it lighter over here so that way it transitions better and you can blend it a bit better. And I need more of this, so I have to shake this. So we're just going to apply that here. And I like wearing my eyeshadow very bright, but you do have to blend it. So there's a difference between bright and not having it blended. If you're going for that bright pop of color, you blend it just to make sure there's not like any spots that are like missing some. If you want a duller color, you're not going to do primer and you're going to really blend it along your entire eye. So I'm going to get a little bit more because I really want that bright blue color. Okay, I'm going to wipe my brush off so that way I don't have any of that bright color when I'm doing my lighter color. Now I have this, which is a multicolor palette. I just go back and forth to get all the colors because I don't use them separately. I just use them all as one color. And it makes sort of a whitish, bluish color, which I really like, especially for this, because you're really supposed to do like a lighter color in the corner for a smoky eye. And if you don't know what a smoky eye is when I'm saying all this, a smoky eye is like a transition from a lighter color to a darker color. So you can do a regular color to a really dark color. You can do a lighter color to a regular color, anything like that, as long as it's like two-tone, a lighter and a darker. So I'm going to wipe this off. And you might also hear somebody explain it as ombre, which is the blending of the colors when it transitions from one color to another. So now I am going to get my makeup remover to just straighten this up a little bit. Going to open it, get a Q-tip. Dip it, wipe it off a little bit so that it doesn't drip over your eye when you're doing it. I'm going to wipe it just above the crease in your eye. So there's sort of a fold and you can feel your bone there. You can see where the lid stops is sort of like right along here. That's where I'm wiping. So I'm going to leave just enough so I have this nice corner here. And when you pull the tape off, that'll be very nice and like sharp. I got a little blue down here, it dripped. Because I'm using a loose eyeshadow. So it's like if you were to scrape up an eyeshadow and put it into a container, that is what this is. So now I'm going to take my eyeliner. I always start on the inside of your eye. You don't have to, but I find it makes it a lot easier. So I start on the inside of my eye, and then I'll do the wing after I get the base for the eyeliner, because I always start with a thinner eyeliner because you can always go thicker but you can't go thinner. And once you do the wing, then you have to shape it around that. So I find it better to already have your base. and you want to just drag it right above your eyelashes. So don't like be trying to draw necessarily, because you want a nice smooth line. And it can be sort of thick towards the end because you're going to have a wing, which will cover that up. And you want it to be sort of round around your eyes, so you don't want like a straight line. If that's how your eyelid falls, then yes, you want that. But my eyelids are very round, so I want to do an arch, but you want it to be even and consistent along the entire way. So if you want a thicker end, then you do it thicker and you just make it a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm going to move stuff because now I'm doing my wing. So for the wing, I'm just going to go like that. And it's important for a wing that you go straight into your eyeliner. And you can always make sure you keep that arch afterward, but it should go fairly straight in, because if you shut your eye, it's a straight line. That's what you want, and then you can touch it up and make it a bit better. I'm gonna close my eye, go like that, with just the end of my eyeliner because it's thicker towards the bottom. So if you do that, it'll make it quite a good shape. And you can do it again if you didn't quite get the shape you want. Because once again, you can always make it thicker, but you can't make it thinner. So if you can see here, it made about the right shape we want because it's thinner at the end, and then once I started going up, it got thicker, which is what we want. And now when we peel this off, it should have a nice fine line. Yep. And so now I have my good point for my eyeshadow and my eyeliner. Okay, so now I'm going to take my mascara. Make sure you touch up all the ends, because if you see any clumps along the side, that's going to clump your eyelashes together. And if you see any extra on the end, wipe that off too, because that can poke your eye when you're trying to apply. Let's screw that shut. Now I'm going to take my lash curler and I'm going to curl my eyelashes. Okay, and now I see that there's sort of a line from the tape right here. So I'm going to take my makeup remover and just dot it along there to see if we can get rid of that line. Perfect, and now I'm going to take a little bit more mascara. Sure to brush off the ends and apply it on the bottom lashes. Very lightly. You don't need to go crazy with the bottom lashes. Okay, and now I'm going to go do the other eye. See you in a few minutes. Okay, so now, I don't know if you can tell, one eye is a little bit uneven from the other. This one's a little bit bigger. And that's totally fine because you're never going to be able to get them perfectly even. You can try your best and you can use some makeup remover and try to shape it a little bit, but it's going to be impossible to try to get them even, so please do not stress about that. Because the first time I tried doing a wing, I completely stressed about trying to get both eyes perfect and equal, and it's just not going to happen. So now that we've done that, we're going to take our eyebrow gel. And we're going to do the same thing as the mascara. Make sure you don't have any excess on the brush. You're going to brush your eyebrows up, and then you're going to shape the outside of it. So just along the end, you're going to brush down the ones sticking up. Okay, now you're going to get a little bit more and do the other eye. And I usually struggle with this eye. I don't know why, but it enjoys being a pain in my butt. So we're going to see if we can get it to cooperate for this video. Oh, and it works. Guess it's just my lucky day. So now we're going to take our lip gloss. I like to lick my lips before I put it on because I hate having chapped lips. And if I don't, I will lick the lip gloss off. Okay, wipe it off. I like to do a couple swipes, maybe about like 4 or 5, because I like having a lot of lip gloss because I like my lips to be able to move and it prevents me from licking them. And then for the top, you put a little bit down and then you go the opposite direction. Because I am all about accentuating the points in your lip. And there's actually a special way to use the lipstick to make sure you get the perfect point. And I will do a whole video about lips, eyes, eyebrows, all of it. Okay, smear your lips together. Wipe off any extra that got in the way. And I think this concludes my video. Let's see, did I miss anything? We got eyes, we got eyebrows, we got cheeks, we got full face, and we got lips. I think we got all 5. See you in the outro. Thank you so much for watching. My Instagram and all the products I used will be linked below. If you liked this video, go make sure to give it a big thumbs up and go hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I will be doing a whole series of videos at some point on all the techniques for certain parts of your face. Eyes, eyebrows, cheeks, lips, all of it. It will be in a couple weeks because I have several videos already planned out, and then we're going to get to our winter and Christmas looks. So probably sometime after Christmas I'll be doing that. Once again, thanks for watching. Bye!